What can't you believe still exists in 2019? Convenience fees for certain purchases like rent or tickets. Motherfucker. I know it doesn't cost your stupid ass $20 to process a rent payment. If so, I have a very fine bridge to sell. Robocalls. Especially the fraudulent ones. The do not call list doesn't seem to work. Seriously. With all of technological advances they can't fix this problem? Phone books. Every year they still dump a stack of them inside each apartment building where I live. Not a single one has been taken the last few years. Nielsen families. Given how well tech companies track us nowadays, there's gotta be a better way to see what people are watching. No? I briefly worked at a bank and sometimes had to use a typewriter. Blew my mind. The amount of paper needed for bank transactions. How do banks debit my entire bank balance in 1 second, but it takes 35 business days to pay $50 to another bank? Businesses in major cities will not accept payment with a credit or debit card. It is 2019, and I don't like on Marion Island. Please let me pay with a card. Fax machines. I work in the medical field, and I hate them. I cannot send emails because they are not secure, but half the time faxes do not go through and take 5/10 minimum to send. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. And if you press a number wrong, oops, there goes a per. The use of lead pipe and lead plumbing fittings in numerous drinking water delivery systems throughout the USA. Grainy CCTV footage. It is 2019, and every criminal still frame I ever see looks like some 16-bit bullshit. Calling to confirm orders. I had to wait extra days to get my computer because the company called to verify the order first. Hardly anyone checks the phone when they don't recognize a number these days. Concentration camps. Literal concentration camps. In China, there are active concentration camps, where amongst other places they continue their total disregard for even the most basic human rights. I can't believe asbestos is still being used in some parts of the world. The house I grew up in had a asbestos ceiling, and ever since I learned the dangers of it, I've been very vocal about its dangers. Crank windows. I love them though. There is a ridiculous amount of unnecessary papaya work that could easily have been done electronically nowadays. I have to fill out a form, print out 3 copies and sign each copy, just to return some pallets back to the main warehouse at store I work at. It's ridiculous. We also have a computer that logs the temperature of all the fridges and freezers, but they insist on me writing it all down on paper with a pen, like it's the frickin' 50s. Church of Scientology. Kind of a reverse answer, but I'm pretty fed up with how consistently terrible phone call quality is. I'm no expert on the infrastructure of telecommunications, but my goodness, the consistently awful audio quality on phone calls seems inexcusable to me. And CURRENTYEAR. Penis fear a waste of metal. We should just go to nickels and round to the nearest 5-cent increment. On Ishiana's YouTube channel. Like seriously, Hella's a creep and is being investigated by the FBI, and YouTube is not doing anything about it. Herpes. Slavery. Deleted. Really, the rise of anti-intellectualism in general. Anti-vaxxers. Flat earthers. Climate change deniers. It is really sad. Some places still do not accept card. Child beauty pageants. Those are a rare post or bad luck for 20 years. A rare post or your mom dies. Type posts. After I repost, I am literally dumbfounded that fear is still around. Global warming. Like serious, just turn down the sun. That 600 million people in Africa live without access to electricity. Such cruelty to animals and humans. We are all living creatures. Treat yourself and others with respect for once. Chemicals in the water turning the freaking frogs gay. Classmate of mine took some time out of her presentation to talk about the tampon tax. What the actual fuck kind of world do we live in where tampons and similar items are a luxury item? People dying because they don't have health insurance. The anti-vax community. Measles. Dental insurance. Or at least the way it works in the US. I believe a lot of people are forced to live with failing teeth Because Theo are only allotted $1,000 per year, and after that it is out of pocket. That is the opposite of how health insurance works. The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Both shows pander to the lowest common denominator of entertainment, and should be banished to the ash heap of history. Places where 3G internet still isn't available. Come on. I had this issue 10 years ago. New episodes of The Simpsons. Internet Explorer. Child pageant shows. Fax machines. Homeopathy. Fluid border situations in Europe. Like, I never thought I'd ever see something like the Crimean crisis back in 2015. That is still not resolved. And now Turkey is doing Turkey things about maritime borders with Greece/Cyprus. I would expect behaviors like these in the Middle East or in Africa. But in Europe? My dad died in 1995 and if he came back now, I think he'd be stunned that the NHS is still in crisis. Politicians are still lying constantly. There are still wars going on in the Middle East about the same things. Racism is everywhere, and our education system is still terrible. There are loads of positives, but these are the negative things. That Bluetooth headphone can still slow down your Wi-Fi. Daylight saving time. Why on earth are we still changing the time twice a year? Mandatory minimum sentences for non-violent drug offenses. People filming vertical videos for YouTube and being disappointed that the whole screen is not filled. Kardashians. Seriously, please like and subscribe and comment something nice for your favorite Reddit slave. Checkbooks. Flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. The idea that trickle-down economics actually work